to marry her. Taehyung didn't finish talking when he heard a sound from behind him. Wan, who was secretly trying to see and hear what Taehyung is doing at the door, lost her balance and fell down on her eyes. Wan, Wan couldn't finish her word as she saw Taehyung was standing in front of her. She felt like dying from embarrassment, yet somehow she gathered some courage and spoke with an awkward smile. Haha, what are you looking at? Taehyung, you. Wan was stunned for a second, then replied, You mean me, Taehyung. You had that clear. Wan, why are you looking at me? Taehyung, what are you doing there? He pointed at the ground. Wan realized she was still sitting on her ass, yet she needed to make a sentence that would be believed by Taehyung. Wan, me? I'm doing exercise. You know what? We should do exercise every day before we sleep. Taehyung, really? Wan, yes, and Wan was saying something, but Taehyung didn't hear as his eyes fell on Wan's left leg. There was a little cut on Wan's leg, yet Wan didn't feel it. As Wan was trying to get up, Taehyung stopped her. Taehyung, don't move. Wan, I need to get up. My exercise is done. Suddenly, Taehyung bent down in front of you and held your left foot in his hands. That's when you noticed you got a cut in your left leg and you started crying. Taehyung lost his mind and thought, what a cute crybaby she is. Taehyung, why aren't you exercising? Small injuries happen while exercising. When you're calling it small, This cut gonna leave a scare and this scar will make me ugly. Then who gonna marry me? Will you marry me? Tell me? Taehyung was speechless. He was hardly controlling his love. Taehyung, listen. First, scares do not make anyone ugly and you will not get a scare from the cut. Second, you are already married, and as for your marriage proposal, I'm sorry, I'm already married. However, my wife is a crybaby. And a forced wife too. Taehyung, who was looking at you happily, became silent and looked away. However, you again tried to get up. As you were trying to get up, you felt Taehyung's hand on your back. He lifted you in his arms and headed towards your shared bedroom. At the same time, Jenny, who was talking to Taehyung over the phone, climbing in anger as Taehyung got the call after seeing wine on the floor. Jenny, Kim Taehyung, you are only mine, and I will make you mine for forever. Just enjoy your temporary married life for a few days. Taehyung put down wine on bed, took first step off, and sat beside wine. He took Wan's left leg on his lap and started applying medicine. Wan somehow felt guilty about her behavior before. Wan, I'm sorry. Taehyung lifted his head and looking at her eyes, he asked, what are you sorry for? Wan, I was missing my mom and dad, so I wanted to ask you if you could take me to my home tomorrow. That's why I went to you. I promise I didn't hear anything except the sentence. Taehyung didn't let her finish as he kissed her on lips. Wan was so shocked that he couldn't even move. Taehyung didn't move his lips, so his lips stayed calm on Wan's lips before he backed away. As well as the brave and courageous Wan took the initiative to ask why did he do that. Fine. This is the third time you have kissed me. Are they tasty? Taehyung was at loss of words. What would he even say? How would he tell her that he gets lost every time he looked at her face? It's only been 2 days they got married, but he just can't get her out of his brain, mind, and who knows, from his heart too. Taehyung, Wan, you need to know that from the moment we got married until we are stay together, this home is yours too. Why? Then stop saying to everyone that you were forced to marry me. It makes me feel that you were the victim and I'm the criminal who kidnapped you and forced you to marry me. You need to know too that we both have been forced and we both need to overcome this. Okay? There was honest that the little friend had some sense too. Yet he was able to make her forget about the kiss. Haha, not smart enough. A cute little fool. Taehyung. Okay, I promise I won't say it anymore. If you wanna go to your parents' house, I can give you a ride tomorrow on my way to office. Why, no. At first, I'm a married girl. I can't go home alone without my husband. Secondly, my leg has a cut. I can't go with it. My parents will be worried about me. Not like you who says it's a small cut. But for my parents, even a single scratch on me makes their heart ache. Cause they love me. Why never leaves a chance to make Taehyung speechless? Taehyung. Okay, when you will get better, I will take you and I will go with you. Happy now? Why looked at him with a grin. Taehyung. Now what's with that look you are giving me? Why smiled and said, since you have promised me you can't go back from your words. Taehyung. Okay, it's already too late. Let's sleep. Why knew that and stood up from bed as she gonna sleep on sofa. But Taehyung held her hand and asked, where are you going? Wan didn't say anything but pointed at the sofa. Taehyung. We can share the bed. It's big and has enough space for two people. Besides, you have hurt your leg. It will be better for you if you sleep on bed. Why? Thanks, but I'm not comfortable to share bed with you yet. Taehyung scoffed and said, look at the person saying this, who never wanted to leave from my lap once he gets on. Why? Excuse me, I was a baby then. Taehyung. You're still a baby. Why? So you still consider me a baby, huh? Taehyung, or what? You to behave like a baby. He couldn't finish talking when Wan jumped on him. He sat on bed with Wan was on his lap. The present Wan is a grown girl. Her curves, her face, her everything is not as same as a 3-year-old child anymore. Besides, Taehyung himself is a full-grown man now. So obviously, Taehyung would get nervous, and he was feeling very nervous. On the other hand, Wan took it as a game and fun. She was enjoying teasing him. Wan's both hands were wrapped around Taehyung's neck, while Taehyung's hands were on her waist. Wan's legs were wrapped around Taehyung's waist. The position was too intimate to feel nothing. Taehyung held Wan's chin softly, and looking at her eyes, he asked, what do you think you are doing? His voice was so deep that Wan felt chill down on her spine. Wan, I'm doing what a baby does. You won't get angry on a baby, right? Wan couldn't understand what Taehyung was feeling, so she didn't stop teasing. On the contrary, Taehyung was having a hard time to control. Yes, he needed to control as Wan wasn't even 18 and their relationship had not reached to that point when they can do it. Taehyung. No! How can I get angry on my baby? But can you please get down from my lap now? Why? No? Didn't you say I never wanted to leave from your lap? So now also I won't. Cause I'm just a baby. Taehyung. Are you serious? Okay then, we'll sleep like this. I don't have any problem. Saying this, he leaned on bed with Wan in his arms. Wan was dumbfounded. She thought what just happened. She fell in her own trap. Seeing Taehyung's closed eyes, she felt like crying. Yet she couldn't do anything and sleep like that in Taehyung's arm. Taehyung himself didn't know when he fell asleep holding Wine close. Wine was the first one to wake up in the morning, and she found herself in Taehyung's chest. Taehyung's was very true. She really loves to be in his chest. That's when she noticed her leg was above Taehyung's leg. She wanted to dig a hole and hide inside. Moreover, Taehyung woke up at that time. Wine had no other option than pretending to sleep. Even though her eyes were closed as she was pretending to sleep, she still could feel an intense glance from Taehyung. Suddenly, she felt a little hot touch on her forehead. Oh no! Taehyung gave her a morning kiss. Not only a morning kiss, but also a forehead kiss. How romantic! Taehyung carefully removed her legs from him as if he was removing a baby's leg and didn't want the baby to wake up. After that, he went to washroom. Here, Wine was on over the cloud. She was feeling butterflies in her stomach. Taehyung walked out of the room after getting ready. Wine felt like she was giving back her life. She lost her courage to face him. That day, Wine didn't go to school. She spent her day at home gossiping with Mrs. Kim. She even talked to her mother and father for 2 hours. She got to know from Mrs. Kim that Taehyung had several meetings, so he would be late. Wine sighed in relief. She would fall asleep before Taehyung came. Therefore, she won't have to face Taehyung and feel embarrassed. Wine did what she had thought. She ate her dinner in the evening and laid on the sofa before 8 p.m. Not long after, she fell asleep. Taehyung came home at 11 p.m. Wine was already in deep sleep that time. Taehyung bent down in front of her and stared at her for a few seconds, then went to washroom to get dressed. After freshening up, Taehyung stood beside the sofa and thought, what a stubborn girl. Then he carefully lifted Wine from the sofa and laid down her on the bed, and he lay down beside her. It was 1:30 a.m. Wine turned around and hugged her pillow tightly. As Taehyung felt suffocated, he woke up from his sleep. Wine's hand was wrapped around Taehyung's neck so tightly that he couldn't able to breathe properly. As Taehyung was going to remove her hand, Wine removed it herself. Taehyung relaxed a bit, but not for so long. Cause just then, Wine put her head on Taehyung's chest and wrapped her hand around his belly. Taehyung's sleep ran away by the window and he thought, what the? I let her sleep on my chest yesterday, now she wants it every day? Soon, Wine lifted her leg and put it on Taehyung's thighs, leaving an inch's gap between his anaconda and her leg. Taehyung grasped her leg from climbing upwards. Taehyung, Wine, if you are doing it intentionally, I'm telling you, I won't let you go so easily. You need to take the responsibility. There was no response from Wine as she was in her dreamland. Taehyung started to regret his decision to take her on bed. On the other hand, sleepy at Wine's actions had just begun. He lifted her head upward and her lips pressed against Taehyung's neck, the most sensitive part of his body, and he began to lose his control. Taehyung, Wine, this is now going out of my control. Saying that, he moved Wine from him and pinned down her on the bed. Even after the little earthquake, Wine didn't show any sign of waking up. Seeing that, Taehyung got frustrated, and cried in mind. Taehyung lay down on the bed and scolded his dad in mind. Dad, I won't ever forgive you. Where have you put me in? Help me, God. Just when he was praying for help, Wine again put her hand on him. This time, her hand was on his cherry, her. sleeping like that. He endured her torture for few more hours before he fell asleep. Taehyung, the person who was called an impatient human crumb and had been patient with wine, is a new thing to think about. He endured her sleeping torture. He maintained his calmness during her teasing, and he even softly handled her temper. If this is not a sign of the beginning of love after marriage, then what? What do you believe? Love after marriage or love before marriage? Let me know your opinions in the comment section. 6 in the morning. Wine would have the best sleep of her life if she would have waking up naturally. But unfortunately, she woke up by Taehyung's phone's ringtone, since it was ringing without taking a breath. Wen rubbed her eyes and again she found herself in Taehyung's chest. It was very late when Taehyung slept last night, and so he was too tired to wake up by the sound. Wen didn't dwell on how she had come to the bed and even slept on Taehyung's chest again, as the phone was neither taking a breath nor letting her take a breath properly. She hurriedly got up from the bed and took the phone from Taehyung's bedside table. Wen saw that the incoming call was from an unknown number. Then she looked at Taehyung. He looked very tired. Wen knew he had worked hard yesterday and might have come back home at midnight. Thus, she did not want to disturb his precious sleep, and so he went to the bathroom to receive the call, since it could be an important call. A normal person would have gone to the balcony to talk, but here our Wen, she came to the bathroom. Yeah, we already know how much unique our Wen is. Let's not mention it here again. Wen received the call. However, before he could say hello, the other person from the opposite the phone spoke up first. Taehyung, can you not feel my love anymore? Do you forget how much I love you? Can't you see how much I miss you? Every day, every hour, every minute, and every second.